My mill demanded I give up my career to be a stay-at-home mom for her grandkids, and when I refused, she started a smear campaign that almost cost me my marriage. Hey everyone, I'm sharing this story because I'm at my breaking point and need to figure out if I'm in the wrong here, or if my in-laws are just completely out of control. I'm 32, female, and I've been married to my husband, let's call him Alex, who's 34, for 5 years. We've got 2 amazing kids, our daughter, who's 4, and our son, who's almost 2. Alex is a great partner most of the time, but his family? Man, they're a total nightmare, especially his mom, my mother-in-law. She's always been the type to meddle in everything, but recently, her behavior has gone from irritating to downright destructive. This all kicked off about 6 months ago when I returned to work after maternity leave with our son. I'm a project manager at a marketing firm, and I genuinely love my job. It's rewarding, pays well, and keeps me grounded. Alex and I both work full-time, and we manage childcare with a fantastic daycare and occasional help from my parents. But when my mill heard I was going back to work, she flipped out. She called me one day, starting off all sweet, saying, "Oh honey, I heard you're heading back to that office. Don't you think the babies need their mommy at home?" I raised Alex and his sister mostly on my own while working part-time, and look how well they turned out. I tried to stay polite, explaining that we've got a system that works for us and that I value my career. But she wouldn't drop it. "You're being selfish," she snapped. "My grandbabies deserve a real family life, not being shipped off to strangers every day. If you quit, I'll come help out more, maybe even move in for a bit." Move in? Hell no. We've already had issues with her overstepping boundaries, like showing up unannounced and rearranging my kitchen because it's not efficient. I told her thanks, but no thanks, thinking that would be the end of it. I was wrong. A couple of weeks later, things escalated. Alex came home from a family dinner. I'd skipped it due to a work deadline, looking tense. He sat me down and said, "Mom's really upset. She thinks you're prioritizing your job over the kids, and she's worried about their well-being." I laughed it off at first, but then he added, "She suggested maybe we should think about you cutting back hours. For the family." I was furious. "Alex, this is our decision, not hers. Why are you even entertaining this?" He backtracked, claiming he was just passing along the message, but I could tell it had gotten under his skin. We argued, but he apologized and promised to handle her. But she didn't stop. Oh no, she doubled down. She started posting passive-aggressive crap on Facebook, like memes about working moms who abandon their kids, and tagging Alex in them. Then, she called my workplace, my actual office. Pretending to be a concerned family member, asking about my hours and if I was overworking myself. My boss thought it was odd but thankfully laughed it off. When I confronted Alex, he called her out, but she played innocent. "I was just worried about her health, dear. She seems so stressed." Total bullshit. The real blow came last month at a family barbecue at their house. Mill cornered me in the kitchen with this smug look and said, "You know, if you don't quit that job, you're going to regret it. Alex deserves a wife who's there for him and the kids, not some career woman who thinks she's too good for homemaking." I snapped back, "This isn't the 1950s, and my marriage isn't your business." She gasped like I'd slapped her, stormed off, and started telling everyone I was rude and ungrateful. Since then, she's launched a full-on smear campaign. She's been telling the entire family, Alex's sister, aunts, uncles, even mutual friends, that I'm a neglectful mom, that the kids are suffering because of me, and that Alex is miserable but too loyal to admit it. Alex's sister, let's call her Sarah, who's 29, even texted me, "Hey, Mom says you're working too much and it's hurting the kids. Maybe think about it? We all just want what's best." I showed Alex, and he finally seemed to realize how bad it had gotten. He told them to back off, but now Mill is playing the victim, claiming I'm turning Alex against his own family. Am I the asshole for not just sucking it up and letting her have her say? I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle, and it's starting to strain my marriage. Alex is caught in the middle and growing distant. What do I do? I'd love advice from anyone who's dealt with toxic in-laws. Update 1, 2 weeks after original post. Okay, wow, thanks for all the responses to my original post. A lot of you said I'm not the asshole and urged me to set boundaries, which I really appreciated. But holy crap, things have gotten so much worse. I didn't think it was possible, but my mill is like a damn hydra, cut off one head, and 2 more grow back. After posting, I sat down with Alex and showed him the comments, keeping them anonymous, of course. I told him we needed to be a united front. He agreed, and we decided to have a sit down with his parents. Big mistake? Maybe, but I thought it was the mature thing to do. We went over there last weekend, bringing the kids because Mill insisted on seeing her poor neglected grandbabies. It started off okay. Alex's dad, Phil, was quiet as usual, just nodding along. Mill greeted us with hugs and cookies, all smiles. But the second we sat down, I got straight to the point. We need to talk about boundaries. The calls to my work, the Facebook posts, the comments about my job, it's not okay. Instantly, she teared up. I was just concerned. You work so much, and the kids look tired. Look at little Emma's eyes, she's got bags under them. Emma, our 4-year-old, had just had a late nap that day, nothing more. Alex stepped in. Mom, that's not the point. You're overstepping, and it's causing problems in our marriage. That set her off. She started sobbing. How can you say that? I'm your mother. I've done everything for you, and now this woman is poisoning you against me. She pointed at me like I was the devil incarnate. Phil finally chimed in. Now, let's calm down. She's just passionate about family. Passionate? More like obsessed. Then it got weird. Mill pulled herself together and said, fine, if you won't listen, maybe you should hear from someone else. She grabbed her phone and played a voicemail from Sarah, her daughter. In it, Sarah said, Mom, I talked to Alex last night, and he sounded so stressed. He said, my name is always at work, and he's basically a single dad. Maybe you should offer to help more. My jaw hit the floor. Alex looked horrified and swore he never said that. I vented to Sarah about work stuff, but nothing like that, he insisted. Mill smirked through her tears. See? Even your own sister hears it. Alex is suffering, and you're blind to it. I was fuming. We left shortly after, with her yelling, think about the children. As we walked out the door. On the drive home, Alex and I fought. I accused him of talking trash behind my back, but he denied it, saying Sarah must have twisted his words. He called her right then on speaker. Sarah, what the hell? I never said, my name is making me a single dad. Sarah paused, then admitted, well, you did say you're tired from picking up the kids a lot, and Mom filled in the blanks. She's just worried. Filled in the blanks? That's not how conversations work. Now Alex is pissed at his family too, but I'm starting to wonder if there's more to this. Why is Mill so hell-bent on me quitting? And Sarah's involvement feels off, like they're ganging up on me. I've started documenting everything, just in case. The stress is killing me. I even called in sick to work yesterday because I couldn't focus. Has anyone else dealt with in-laws pulling stunts like this? How do I protect my family without everything blowing up? Update 2, 1 month after Update 1. Alright, everyone, buckle up because this mess has hit the fan in ways I never saw coming. First off, thank you to everyone who suggested therapy or going no contact. I've been thinking about it non-stop. But let me catch you up on the chaos. After that disastrous sit-down, Alex and I agreed to go low contact with his family. No more unannounced visits, no more guilt-tripping calls. It worked for about a week, pure, blissful silence. Then Mill started texting Alex non-stop. How are the babies? Send pics. I miss them so much. He ignored most of them, but one day he caved and sent a photo of the kids playing. Big mistake, she replied, they look so thin. Are you feeding them properly with all that work? My name does? That was annoying enough, but then Sarah showed up at our door uninvited. She had this whole sob story. I'm sorry if I upset you, but Mom's not doing well. She's depressed because she feels like she's losing her grandkids. I let her in because the kids were napping and I didn't want a scene, but I regret it now. She sat down and launched into a speech. Look, I know Mom can be intense, but she's right about one thing, you working full-time is hard on everyone. I stayed home with my kids, and it's the best decision I ever made. Maybe if you tried it, Alex wouldn't be so stressed. I bit my tongue at first, but then she crossed a line. Alex told me about your fights. He said he's worried the kids aren't bonding with you enough. That was it. Get out, I said, standing up. You're lying, just like with that voicemail. She looked shocked. I'm not. He confided in me. Alex wasn't home, so I texted him frantically. When he got back, he denied it again but admitted he'd talked to Sarah about our general stresses before we went low contact. I didn't say that specifically, I swear. We argued hard that night. I felt like I couldn't trust him anymore. Was he secretly agreeing with them? He got defensive. They're my family. I can't just cut them off completely. I fired back. They're toxic, Alex. Your mom called my work. Your sister is spreading lies. What's next? He stormed out to clear his head, which meant he went to his parents' house. Great. He came back a few hours later, apologetic but with news. Mom admitted she exaggerated some things to Sarah to get her on board. But she swears it's because she loves us. Exaggerated? That's putting it mildly. Then he dropped a bomb, she also said. She thinks you're having an affair. What the actual hell? Apparently, Mill's been telling people I work late because I'm seeing someone at the office. She even claimed to have seen me with a guy, a total lie, since I work with mostly women. I lost it. How long have you known this? He said just that night, but why didn't he shut it down immediately? We talked, or yelled, for hours, and he finally admitted his family has always been like this, controlling, especially Mill. When Sarah got married, Mom tried to dictate her wedding, her job, everything. Sarah gave in, and now she's basically Mom's mini-me. That was new info. I knew they were close, but not that Sarah had been molded into this. I insisted we go to couples counseling, and he agreed. Our first session is next week. In the meantime, I've blocked Mill and Sarah on everything, and Alex promised to do the same. But yesterday, I got an email from an anonymous account. Turns out it's Mill using a fake name. It was a long rant. You're destroying this family. If you don't quit that job and let me help, you'll lose everything. Alex deserves better. Attached was a photo of me from my work social media, circled with some dude in the background, labeled your lover? I'm shaking just thinking about it. Is this harassment? Should I involve the police? Alex is horrified, but part of me wonders if he's still in the fog. The kids are picking up on the tension too. Emma asked why Daddy's sad. I feel like my whole life is unraveling because of these people. Any advice? Update 3, 3 weeks after Update 2. Holy crap, everyone, I don't even know where to start. Things have escalated to a point where I'm questioning everything, and new information keeps coming out that's changing how I see my entire marriage. First, the semi-good news, counseling has started, and it's helping a bit. The therapist called out Alex's enmeshed family dynamics right away, and he seemed to take it seriously. We've had 2 sessions, and he's opening up about how Mill controlled his childhood with guilt trips and emotional manipulation. He even said, I think I've been blind to how bad it is because it's normal for me. But then the bad stuff hit. After I got that creepy email, I forwarded it to Alex and our therapist. Alex confronted Mill over the phone, on speaker, at my insistence. She denied it at first. What email? I don't know what you're talking about. But when he read parts back to her, she broke down. Okay, fine, I sent it because I'm desperate. My name is tearing you away from us, and those kids need a stable home. If she's cheating, you need to know. Cheating? She doubled down on that lie, claiming she hired someone to follow me. Hired someone? Like a private investigator? Alex was furious. Mom, that's insane. You're stalking my wife? She sobbed, it's for your own good. Sarah suggested it. She said you've been unhappy for years. Sarah again. Alex hung up and called his sister immediately. Did you tell Mom to hire a pie on my name? Sarah hesitated, then admitted, well, not exactly. I said maybe we should check if she's really at work all those hours. Mom took it from there. That was the tipping point. Alex exploded, you're both out of your minds. Stay away from my family. He blocked them both, and for the first time, he seemed truly done. But here's where it gets really messed up, new info that floored me. The next day, Sarah showed up at Alex's work, he's in IT, with a semi-public office. She caused a scene in the lobby, crying and begging him to come home to the family. His coworkers had to escort her out. When Alex got home, he was shaken and told me everything. But then he confessed something huge, I need to be honest. Back when we first had Emma, Mom pushed me to convince you to stay home. I agreed with her a little at the time. Not the crazy stuff, but I did think it might be better for the kids. My heart sank. What? You never told me that. He explained he was overwhelmed as a new dad, and Mill filled his head with doubts. She'd say things like, real moms sacrifice for their families, and I bought into it. But I never acted on it, until recently, when she started again, it brought back those feelings. He swore he's over it now, but damn, that hurt. All this time, I thought he was fully on my side, but he's been harboring this resentment? We talked it out in therapy, and the therapist suggested individual sessions for him to unpack the manipulation. But while that's happening, Mill isn't backing down. She started contacting my family. My mom got a call from her, all concerned about how I'm working myself to death and neglecting everyone. My mom shut her down hard. Mind your own business, lady. My daughter is fine. But then Mill escalated. She showed up at our kids' daycare. The staff called me in a panic. Mill was there demanding to pick them up, claiming it was an emergency and I was unreachable. I raced over, heart pounding. When I arrived, she was arguing with the director. I'm their grandmother. I have rights. I confronted her. What the hell are you doing? You have no permission to be here. She turned on the waterworks. I just wanted to see them. You're keeping them from me because you're selfish. The daycare banned her on the spot, and I filed a police report for attempted unauthorized pickup. The cops said it's not quite kidnapping but advised a restraining order if it continues. Alex is supporting me now, but this has uncovered layers of toxicity I didn't know existed. Turns out, Sarah's marriage is rocky, her husband is fed up with how much time she spends enabling Mill, and that's why she's so invested in our drama. Mill confessed to Alex in a voicemail, which he saved, that she's afraid of being alone since Phil has health issues, and she wants us to take her in eventually. That's why the push for me to quit, so she can insert herself as the helper and basically live with us. I'm exhausted, everyone. We've got a lawyer consulting on the restraining order, and Alex is talking about moving to get distance. But last night, I got a text from an unknown number. It's Sarah, using a burner or something. You think you've won, but mom has proof of your affair. Watch your back. Proof? There is no affair. What the hell is she talking about? Alex thinks it's a bluff, but I'm scared. Is this going to blow up even more? I can't sleep, and I don't know what's coming next. Update 4, 2 weeks after Update 3. Oh God, everyone, I can't believe I'm back here again, but this nightmare just keeps getting deeper. I thought the daycare incident and the potential restraining order would be the peak, but nope, my in-laws are like a bad horror movie that won't end. First, let's address that threatening text from Sarah. Alex and I took it seriously, we showed it to the lawyer we're consulting, and she advised adding it to the pile for the restraining order. This could be seen as harassment, she said. We filed the paperwork, and now we're waiting for a court date. Mill and Sarah have been served notices to stay away, but of course, that didn't stop the drama. A few days after the text, Alex got a call from his dad, Phil, who usually stays out of everything. He sounded exhausted. Son, your mother's not well. She's been crying nonstop since the papers came. She says she just wants to apologize. Alex was wary but put it on speaker so I could hear. Phil went on, look, I know she's gone too far, but this family is falling apart. Sarah's a mess too, her husband left her last night. Said he couldn't take the constant meddling anymore. Wait, what? Sarah's marriage imploded? That was news to us. Alex asked, what does that have to do with us? Phil sighed, everything. Your mom pushed Sarah to stay home after her kids were born, just like she's trying with my name. Sarah resents it now, but she's too deep in to admit it. And with her husband gone, mom's spiraling, thinking it's all because of you two cutting us off. I felt a mix of pity and rage. So Sarah's been Mill's puppet this whole time, and now her life's blowing up because of the same toxic crap they're pushing on me? Alex was quiet, then said, Dad, this isn't our problem. Mom stalked my wife, tried to kidnap our kids from daycare, that's not just meddling. Phil mumbled something about overreactions and hung up. But it planted a seed of doubt in Alex. Later that night, he admitted, I feel guilty. Dad's right, mom's health is bad, and if something happens, I snapped, guilty? She's the one who started this. And Sarah chose to enable her. He nodded, but I could see the fog creeping back in. Then the proof Sarah mentioned dropped like a bomb. Yesterday, I got a package in the mail, no return address, but postmarked from their town. Inside was a USB drive and a note, see for yourself. Alex deserves the truth. I didn't touch it alone, I called Alex home from work, and we plugged it in together with our lawyer on a video call for advice. It was photos, grainy, time-stamped shots of me at work events, lunch meetings, even one from a team happy hour where I'm laughing with a male colleague. Nothing incriminating, but edited with circles and arrows pointing to suspicious things like me checking my phone or hugging a coworker goodbye. There was even a fake text log from my phone saying stuff like can't wait to see you tonight, away from the family. I was shaking. This is fabricated. I don't even know how they'd get this. Alex looked pale. Mom must have actually hired the pie Sarah mentioned. This is stalking, pure and simple. Our lawyer agreed, this strengthens your case, it's evidence of harassment and possible forgery. But the emotional toll? Brutal. Alex confessed later, when I first saw it, for a split second, I wondered. But no, I trust you. I'm sorry. That hurt more than anything, knowing his family's poison had gotten to him, even briefly. We confronted them indirectly through the lawyer, who sent a cease and desist. Mill called Alex crying, he answered because it was from Phil's phone, how could you do this to me? I'm your mother. Those photos prove she's no good. Alex shut her down, you faked this crap, Mom. We're done. But Sarah texted him from yet another number. You believe her over us? I've got more if you want. She's been lying about work for years. Alex blocked it, but now I'm paranoid, checking my locks, wondering if they're watching us. The kids are suffering too. Emma asked, why can't we see Grandma? Did I do something bad? It broke my heart. And my son's been clingy, sensing the stress. Counseling is helping Alex unpack more. Turns out Mill did similar crap to his ex-girlfriend in college, accusing her of cheating to break them up because she wasn't family-oriented. He never told me because he was ashamed. My understanding of him is shifting. I love him, but I'm realizing how deep this runs. What if he can't fully break free? The restraining order hearing is next week, fingers crossed it sticks. But part of me fears they'll find a way around it. I'll update after the hearing. Update 5, 1 month after Update 4. Hey everyone, this is probably my last update for a while because things have finally, well, not resolved, but reached some kind of boiling point. The restraining order hearing happened, and it was a complete mess. Mill and Sarah showed up looking like martyrs, tears, the whole act. Mill testified, sobbing to the judge, I only wanted to help my grandbabies. She's keeping them from me, and I know she's unfaithful, look at the evidence. She tried to submit those fake photos, but our lawyer tore it apart, pointing out the edits and lack of real proof. The judge wasn't buying it. This looks like harassment, ma'am. You're ordered to stay 500 feet away from the petitioners and their children. No contact, direct or indirect. Sarah lost it in the courtroom, yelling, this is bullshit. You're destroying our family over her ego. The bailiff had to remove her. Phil just sat there, head down, and later whispered to Alex outside, I'm sorry, son. I'll try to keep her in check. But Mill? She glared at me as we left, mouthing this isn't over. It sent chills down my spine. Since then, it's been radio silence from them, no texts, no calls, no packages. Alex thinks the order scared them straight, but I'm not so sure. New info came out in therapy that's rocked me. Alex admitted that years ago, when we were dating, Mill tried to sabotage us. She accidentally told me about an ex he was supposedly still seeing, a total lie, but I didn't bite back then. He kept it quiet because he didn't want to stir drama. Hearing that made me question everything. How many times has he downplayed their toxicity to protect them? On a positive note, Sarah's husband apparently reached out to Alex privately. He said, dude, I'm done with that circus. Sarah's been brainwashed by your mom for years, pushed her to quit her job, control everything. Now she's crashing at your parents and it's a nightmare. It confirmed what Phil hinted at. Sarah's life is unraveling because she followed Mill's playbook, and now she's projecting onto us. Alex feels bad for her but said, she made her choices. We have to protect ours. Our marriage? It's hanging by a thread. Counseling has us communicating better, but last week we had a huge fight. I asked, if they violate the order, are you really ready to cut them off for good? He hesitated, they're my family. I walked out, spent the night at my parents'. When I came back, he was crying, I'm scared of losing you and the kids. I'll choose you, every time. We're working on it, but trust is fractured. The kids are doing better with routine, and I've even gotten a promotion at work, ironic, right? But yesterday, I saw a car that looked like Mill's parked down the street. Probably paranoia, but I called the cops anyway. No one was there when they arrived. Is this the end, or just a pause? I don't know. For now, we're moving forward, but I'm always looking over my shoulder. Thanks for all the support, everyone, it's kept me sane. If anything explodes again, you'll hear from me.